Hi, boys and girls, and welcome to our poetry writing lesson for today. This is the lesson that we draft the I am poems, whereas before we were planning them and we discussed what they were a little bit. So, what is an I am poem? Let's review. It is a poem that uses adjectives, verbs, and adverbs to imagine being someone or something else. So, let's be more specific about what is an adverb. Okay, adverbs give more information about action words or verbs. They describe how an action was done, and many words ending in ly are called adverbs. So here's the poem from yesterday, all right? And I'm going to just read it to you because this is where we'll also work to add maybe one or two adverbs. I am an alligator, dark and scary. I swim in the swamp. I nap in the sun. I can eat you up. I am an alligator. Now, just as a little review, the red words are verbs, okay? And the purple are adjectives. So this is a list of some adverbs, and I mentioned them to you yesterday, and I'll read them over to you now. Softly, happily, noisily, sadly, angrily, quickly, lazily, sleepily, joyfully, calmly, sloppily, neatly. As you noticed, every word that I have said here has an ly at the end. Okay, so let's see. How, for instance, softly, that could be to describe how someone spoke. She softly spoke to her sister. Okay, how softly, quietly. Okay, quietly is also another adverb. So those describe how someone spoke. All right, so depending on which verb you put these with, that will help give a better picture to the listener how the verb took place. Okay, now here's the same poem again, and as you already have seen, there are a couple of blue words. Let me read it to you. I am an alligator, dark and scary. I swim slowly in the swamp. I nap lazily in the sun. I can eat you up. I am an alligator. So this one I chose to put, how did the alligator swim? Slowly. How did the alligator nap? Lazily. Okay, so that just gives you a better picture in your head of what's happening with my poem. And again, here are the topics that you can choose from. Remember, when you use an I am poem, you are going to use a person, an animal, or a thing, okay, as your topic. Here are some ideas, or you may use your own. This is our idea worksheet, okay? This is where we kind of put the ideas down before we write, okay? So the topic, in my case, was the alligator. So I would write alligator on the topic line. How it looks or acts, okay? That could be scary, huge. Again, this is all depends on what topic and the thoughts that come to your mind when you think about that topic. How does it look or act? The next box, what it does or can do, okay? Does it scream or meow or holler, roar, okay? Those are verbs. That's what it does or can do. That's the verb box. Now at the bottom, those are the same adverbs that I showed you yesterday, was on the chart earlier. Here it is right here. You do not have to think of some adverbs for yourself. However, if you choose one, okay, an adverb, add it to the box. Notice there's a little space on the side there, okay? Here is the template. That's where you see how the poem would look once you start filling in your words, okay? So the words already, now this piece is best for people who have to print for themselves and don't have the capability of printing the worksheet that I will attach to the lesson, okay? So right there it says I am, and you complete what it is. Notice the comma. Then the next line are where you put your two adjectives, blank and blank, period, because the first two lines is one sentence. The third line, I blank blank in the blank, period. Now, that has two lines so that you can put your verb and your adverb, okay? The fourth line, it says I, and then just one long line. That is that way to show you that if you can only use a verb without an adverb, that's okay. I would like to see one adverb definitely in the poem. However, if you want to add two, you are encouraged and welcome to do so, okay? But if you can only come up with one, that's okay too. But if you feel like, oh, I really want to, I think I can do it, put a second one in there. That's fine. You can always try, all right? If you don't like it once you write it, that's why we have erasers, right? So we can take them out. On the fifth sentence, that is your I can statement. And then the last one, I am, is the same as the very first line. All right, you don't need to put adjectives. So here is the template that I'm going to attach that you can, and again, it also has the same idea, I am, comma, blank and blank, period. And then it just says at the top, for the third and fourth line, begins with I. And you put the periods at the end, the I can statement, and then the repeating of the first line, I am. Okay? So, and even on the bottom in the little corner there, it says have children write the same I am sentence on the first and sixth lines, adjectives on the second, and sentences on 3, 4, and 5. Okay, telling what the person, animal, or thing does and can do. So right there, it still has directions so that if this gets printed and you're not able to have the computer on, if you have your idea web and this paper, you can still do it without having this screen on. Okay? I would love to see your finished poem. All right? And I'm looking forward to it because I have to tell you, every poem you have done up until now has been wonderful. So definitely send me a snap of it. I will open up Flipgrid so you can read it. And everybody else has also been looking at Flipgrid. I've even left little video comments back to people who've submitted it. So I'm very excited to be able to see what you come up with. So once again, you are wonderful writers, authors, and poets, and you can do this. And keep up the great work, kids. I can't wait to see your poems. Thank you. Talk to you soon.